Today we're going to look at some of the tools we need to start sewing. First, you're going to notice in this picture on the left-hand side, you're going to need a ruler. The one I use is 18 inches long. Then you're going to need some straight pins to put your pattern on your fabric. You're also going to need some paper scissors, like the ones you use to cut with crafts, things like that. You're also going to need some cotton thread, especially if you are doing a quilt. Next, you're going to need some safety pins. I use those to thread the elastic through the waistband. You're going to need some hand sewing needles. That is how I sew the beads and the sequins and things like that. Next, it says you're going to need a water-soluble marker. I just use a fabric marking pencil. Next, you need a seam gauge. That's the black thing over there on the right-hand side. That's how I measure when I'm putting a hem in. You're going to need sewing machine needles. Your machine instructions will tell you which type of needles to buy for your machine. Next, you're going to need dressmaking shears. That's actually your fabric shears. That's the ones that you only use to cut fabric. You need a measuring tape. Yes, you got to know how to put it around you to measure your waist and your hips. You're going to need bobbins. Your instructions from your machine will also tell you what type of bobbin. You're going to need a seam ripper for when you make a boo-boo. And you're going to need a pin cushion. That's helpful. And polyester thread is simply known as everyday thread or dual duty thread. All of those work great. That's what you need to get started.